You see, after all of those years of icing, heating, I didn't believe in it anymore because all of those same inflammation problems just returned the next day when I would go out and hit 3 buckets of balls. So as a D1 athlete, I learned from the best PTs that you should do RICE, which is rise, ice, raise, ice, compress, and elevate. That was the sequence I was taught in college when you injured yourself. After 4 years of chronic injury as a D1 athlete, still training 3-4 days a week on strength and agility, and I ended up adding a lot of acrobatic stuff later in my career. And I did end up leaving the sport after turning pro, and my life fell apart and 4 of my friends died. Anyway, I no longer chose to treat my injuries the way I found my own way to treat my injuries, and this is what I do when I hurt myself. I hurt myself last night. I slipped and fell on a log, and I crunched my foot like this. Embarrassing. I do all sorts of dangerous stuff, and I'm never gonna hurt. Although I almost did lose my tongue on Thursday. So when I crunched it like this in the fascia world that I live in, and thank goodness I did fascia flow because I think most people would have broke their foot. And for me, I just kind of twisted out. So my bones, because I practice toe dexterity, they just kind of like slipped and glided over, and then compressed stuff. So I have a bit of inflammation on the inside foot, on the inside line where the plantar fascia kind of drops in because everything kind of got pulled and stretched this way. And then the muscles crunched in like this. Anyway, I don't follow the rules anymore, and I wanted to just share what I do when I experience inflammation from a twist or a sprain. And because I practice fascia flow, the twists and sprains are very easy to recover from because everything is mobile around the joints and able to slip and glide. But instead of rising, I don't touch the inflammation. I allow whatever part of my body is inflaming to inflame. I immediately make sure that I'm hydrated because I want my body to send all of the nutrients it needs to that spot. And I want to be as aware as possible about what is hurting that spot. That way I don't injure it more. So taking an anti-inflammatory, it might make the inflammation go away, but it also makes you more numb to the body. So I allow my body to speak at full volume as much as humanly possible. And in doing so, I respect my foot. So in the middle of the night when I needed to get up and go to the bathroom, I didn't just casually land on my foot and inflame everything. So inflammation is the healing process of the body. So instead of fighting inflammation, all I do is allow it to swell and I stay present with it. Now this may sound woo-woo to you guys, but I had a specific experience, a miracle you could say, when I was in college around a very serious 3rd degree tear. And I was able to heal it in just one weekend. And my father and I went into meditation together, and we prayed a purple light around the injury. Think whatever you want around that. But now when I get injured, there's a few things I do. A, I immediately hydrate. B, I allow the inflammation to swell. I don't fight it. I don't raise it. I don't anything. If I'm not bleeding, I'm just gonna let the body do what it naturally wants to do. Then I make sure that I slow my breath rate. I breathe with the pain. Pain often comes in rhythms and in waves. It surges through the body as the brain is reorganizing what's going through there and then pushing out the dead and the broken tissue and the broken cells and then flooding it with new nutrients and new cells immediately. And it's creating a self-encased cast system. So I let my body do its thing. I drop my breath rate to 4 BPMs. And then every now and then, I will wiggle, like in this case, it was my ankle. So every 20 minutes or so, I would wiggle my toes because I want to create circulation, even though there's this casting system, this like net of solidity that it's adding around the muscles that are scared because they were just torqued. So it's like my foot is afraid. So I treat my foot, instead of numbing the fear, I allow my foot to kind of talk to me at full volume and I breathe with it. So as the pain swells, I just fall deeper into the breath and I don't let anything distract me. I literally avoid everybody. It's like last night I was alone in my garden for 50 minutes just breathing with my ankle. And during that time, I almost feel like my plants are with me. you know, like they watch it. My cat ended up coming outside to check on me. And it's like, even though I can acknowledge them, I want to just stay present with the feeling in my body, because my body is doing surgery. My body is fixing it immediately on a cellular level. And I trust my body to do the thing. So instead of being afraid of the pain, I breathe into the pain. And I continue to open the circulation. I continue to keep my toes wiggling, and I stay present with every fiber that's in there. And I'll pop in and out of this purple light, and I do it casually. I don't do it in this structured, ritualistic way. I do it in a way that works with my body, and I feel like there's so much that we can heal on our own if we don't get afraid as soon as you injure yourself.